John Durham is testifying. He may still be testifying in front of the House Judiciary Committee hearing on his completely failed investigation into the investigators of the president. Let's pop this up and take a look at it. Here's a clip of John Durham, former special counsel, with his opening statement regarding his probe into the FBI's investigations into the Trump campaign and any type of interference that the Russians were engaged in 2016.
As we said in the report, our findings were sobering. I can tell you, having spent 40 years plus as a federal prosecutor, they were particularly sobering to me. A number of my colleagues who spent decades in the FBI themselves, they were sobering. While I'm encouraged by some of the reforms that have been implemented by the FBI, the problems identified in this report, anybody who actually reads the report and the details of the report, the documented portions of the report, I think would find that the problems identified in the report are not susceptible to overnight fixes. As we said in the report, they cannot be addressed solely by enhancing training or additional policy requirements. Rather, what is required is accountability, both in terms of the standards to which our law enforcement personnel hold themselves and in the consequences they face for violation of laws and policies of relevance.
What's amazing about what he's saying there, and I understand that this report was sobering.
Wow!
But he's talking about we don't need just structural fixes. We need accountability. Well, the guy had an investigation that lasted twice as long as the Mueller investigation. Twice as long. They brought a seventh or an eighth of the number of cases to trial, and they got nothing. Here is a question from Jerry Nadler asking exactly on point. I mean, Durham's talking about we need there to be accountability, presumably in the form of like convictions if any of these people broke the law, but Durham couldn't quite get there.
It's not correct.
No, I mean, there were multiple parts of that.
Did it take 4 years to complete?
Correct.
Okay. And with all these resources and all these people you were sent to help you investigate the investigators, you only filed 3 criminal cases. You only brought 2 cases to trial, correct?
Correct.
And you lost all the cases you brought to trial, correct?
Correct.
In fact, 2 juries acquitted your defendants in all charges. And the one conviction that you obtained, the defendant pleaded guilty to a single count that never went to trial, correct?
Correct.
I will note that in that case, the primary investigative steps were all completed by Inspector General Horowitz. Perhaps you were better when it came to your report. From my reading, your report did not make any specific concrete recommendations to improve DOJ or FBI policies or procedures. In fact, your report repeatedly references the recommendations made by Inspector General Horowitz, almost all of which DOJ and FBI have already implemented. Again, your investigation lasted 4 years. 4 years and untold sums of money, and you still obtained only 1 conviction. You did produce a 300-page report, though, and that's given my Republican counterparts plenty of material to spin.
I mean, think about that. Not a single recommendation that wasn't already on the books by the Inspector General. And the conviction that he got was essentially from a lawyer who the judge basically said, it was inappropriate what you did. It wasn't, it was done out of like convenience as opposed to anything else.
Nefariousness.
Yeah. I think that's a direct quote. Millions of dollars, 4 years, and they got nothing. And the Republicans are super bummed about it because they got nothing. Read 312 pages and all you get is basically the Inspector General's recommendations. Nothing.
Wonder how many people know that all of the things that did go to trial that a lot of was dismissed.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, all those, Glenn Greenwald types who had said that the Durham report was going to be devastating.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did a long tweet thread on how it turned out to be absolutely nothing.